Morning, Mateo. Really appreciate you coming on at 8 a.m. in the morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Talking from Montreal, Canada. It's a bit cold out here, but nothing I'm not used to. How you doing, brother?
Right. I'm good. A bit warmer here in the UK, so still cold, but yeah, all good. So the reason I invited you on is because I saw a win from you in the copywriting campus. Could you explain what that was about?
Right. So my most recent win had came from closing a client 1.5K US slash 2K Canadian deal. And pretty much the structure of the deal was ghostwriting and copywriting for emails. So pretty much the ghostwriting part was the actual 1.5K deal plus 30% commission on from the email marketing. So I would build up his Twitter. I would pretty much post for him, manage everything from the inside. And then once I started getting traction from him with his account, then build the email sequence as I build an email list and then start sending out that and pretty much just start growing and making him money from scratch.
Mhm. Congratulations. Have there been any other wins that you haven't posted that you've had?
So I've had a few deals closed recently actually, but it's not a client till it's a client, till the money's in the account, right? But pretty much commission based, performance based. I do think that's one of the ways to go for now in my trajectory. But I've had quite a few half up front. So my first ever client was a pretty solid paying client. I have made about $2,000. Um, yeah, I made about $2,000 from him. Wrote him an ebook, got his email list to 1,000. Ended up filling up his whole online academy through the emails with with the book itself, and yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Very nice. Did you start out with any experience when you first joined the real world in copywriting?
I mean, I did make the transition from Hustlers University to the real world, but before the Hustlers University, I had no idea what copywriting was, and I guess I was your typical high school kid with kind of like no direction or just going towards a 9 to 5, but I was not feeling that at all. And I was in and out of jobs throughout post high school. I went to college for like a half a semester, wasn't feeling it. And eventually I stumbled across Tate like in 2019, 2020. From there, ended up seeing he had this Hustle University online program, and I didn't take it up right away. And that was until I saw Dylan Madden. And he was the man that pretty much inspired me to get into copywriting because he was the one that was saying, like, all you have to do is sit down for a few hours a day, write some emails out, and you'll be good. I almost didn't believe him at first, honestly, but I was like, let me see, what it's about. A few YouTube videos in, I was like, you know what? I think this is something I could be good at. And so I ended up taking his $100,000 per year email list mastery course. And from there, just went in, studied, applied. And then once I felt comfortable, pretty much put everything I had together, took action towards it, and started pitching. Ended up getting my first client and went from there.
And to clarify, the those lessons were they from the real world or HU, or were they outside of it or separate by
So,
Dylan Madden?
right. So I ended up signing up for both. So I got first I got the email list mastery from Dylan Madden. And then I wanted to know a bit more. And then I found out that Andrew Bass was also doing a bit more teaching on Hustlers University. So I ended up going on Hustlers University. I started learning a bit more in-depth things from him. So I started pretty much putting in, Andrew Bass's teachings with Dylan Madden's and pretty much going forward from there.
Yeah. And what would you say is the difference between what the real world is now and what HU used to be?
Oh, even something as simple as like the social seduction skills being put into the like as a course, the financial wizardry, the like just it's the courses have expanded like crazy. You know, when I was in the Hustlers University, I already thought that, you know, Tate and all the guys were like over delivering on what they're providing for us to for 49.90, whatever it is, $49, right? And then they talk about the real world, and I'm just thinking like, okay, it might just be similar. It is, but times 100, you know. So they put out a whole bunch of new courses, and I would just sit there and watch and watch and watch and watch. And I was like, this is amazing.
Mhm.
So it's a bit of that. I would say the biggest thing is just they've like continue to over deliver, they continue to fix, and you know, the professors continue to be there more and more for the students in the chats, making sure that everybody's good. And for that, I mean, that's pretty much it, man.
And what would you say the average day looks like now compared to before you joined the real world or HU at the time?
All right, so I spent about 7 months at a job as a sales rep for an environmental company. So I had the regular 9 to 5 plus my copywriting on the side, and that was until about 3 weeks ago where I decided, fuck that, quit my job, and now pretty much my days look exactly like this. Me and you on a call. I do this with prospects as well. So pretty much I wake up, you know, breakfast, do some push-ups, get a workout in if I have to. Um, you know, get on Twitter, start prospecting, start engaging, you know, get on Tweet Hunter, start posting some, scheduling some tweets, you know, go on Instagram, see if I can find any more leads from there. And my day is pretty much just based off trying to close deals. And yeah, I'll give you an example. Yesterday, though, I've got an opportunity to be a high ticket sales closer. So that's also looking like that'll be filling up probably the morning of my day. And then I'll do the copywriting in the afternoon.
Mhm. What would you say to people who would call that a bit excessive in terms of how much work you're doing?
Well, I'm paying myself a lot more than my employer did.
Mhm.
That's for sure. I really like, you know what I mean? And one thing that Tate said a while ago was that he's like, you could be working at McDonald's. He's like, you're not getting a fraction of what they're making. I'm making 100% of what I'm making. And I think that's the biggest thing. And, you know, I'm not trading my time in anymore for to get paid. It's like, listen, I'll make you 5,000, I'll make you 10,000, I'll make you 15,000, whatever it is. And I could charge 2, 3, 4, whatever, 5, 6K, you know what I mean? Because you're making that person double, triple what it is, right? So, you know, I don't think it's excessive at all. And it's really not that time consuming. I mean, at first it will be. It's hard work. You got to do it. You know what I mean? But one thing with speed, which is one of those lessons that Tate speaks about, the faster you do something, the faster you learn it, the faster you make mistakes, the faster you get results, the faster you learn the consequences, and the faster you can just apply the proper behavioral changes to whatever it is that you're doing, well, then that will stop being something you have to think about, and it'll be something that's automatic. And when it becomes automatic, then you have space to think about other things. So when I'm going into writing emails, for example, it would take me like, for example, 4 or 5 hours to come up with a few. It'll take me like 30, 40 minutes now to just make one, right? So it's like, it's really not that time consuming. I had to put in the hours months ago. And now I could do it, sit down, okay, copy paste the tweets or whatever piece of content and right away.
Mhm.